Most people fear credit cards like a dangerous trap. They think debt destroys wealth, that interest is the enemy, and that the card should only be used in emergencies. But the rich use it every single day freely, strategically, and without losing a cent, because the real problem was never the card itself. It's the way the majority uses it. If you've ever wondered why some people drown in monthly payments while others use the exact same tool to become wealthier, today you'll finally see the difference. Picture this: two people. Same income, same expenses, same credit card. One ends the month stressed, paying interest, falling further behind. The other earns rewards, keeps cash invested longer, builds credit, and moves closer to financial freedom. What separates them isn't intelligence, it's mindset and the strategy behind every swipe. Robert Kiyosaki calls it using good debt to build assets, and once you understand this lens, you'll never look at your card the same way again. The invisible trap begins with something simple. Most people use the card emotionally. They swipe before they have the money. They buy things that lose value. They pay only the minimum, and the moment interest appears, their income stops belonging to them. Banks know this. That's why they offer easy credit, seductive monthly plans, one-click purchases, and limits that look like free money. Their goal is simple: make you spend before thinking. Every unplanned purchase becomes debt. Every debt without purpose becomes a prison. And eventually the card stops being a tool that becomes a silent tax on your future. But here's the twist. The card isn't the enemy. The lack of strategy is, and that's exactly where the rich change the rules. While most people treat the card as an extension of their salary, the rich treat it as a tool to accelerate growth. They use credit for expenses that return something: money, opportunities, relationships, leverage. A fancy dinner for the poor is indulgence. For the rich, it might be a networking opportunity that leads to a deal. A new laptop for the poor is entertainment. For the rich, it's a business asset. Even travel, which looks like a luxury, often becomes branding, education, or strategic connections. For them, the credit limit is not extra money. It's temporary leverage, a bridge to future gain as long as the return is higher than the cost. And instead of paying interest, they earn miles, cashback, perks, insurance protections, and up to 40 days of float while their money stays invested. The poor pay to use money they don't have. The rich get paid to use money that hasn't even left their account. This is where Kiyosaki's framework becomes powerful. He built his financial philosophy around one idea: not all debt is bad, only debt that takes money from your pocket. Most people mix the two. Bad debt is financing phones, buying vacations, paying for lifestyle upgrades, and purchasing anything that loses value. That drains your wealth and makes each month heavier. Good debt is borrowing to acquire assets, investing in education that increases your income, buying equipment that produces more money, or funding projects that generate cash flow. Kiyosaki used this principle to build an empire. He borrowed money to acquire properties, start businesses, and grow his knowledge, always making sure the asset paid for the debt. If the asset doesn't pay for it, it's a trap. And this principle applies perfectly to credit cards. When you use them with intention, control, and purpose, the card stops being a danger and becomes leverage. Now it's time to apply this strategically. The first rule is simple: never buy with credit what you wouldn't buy with cash. This mindset alone eliminates most unnecessary debt. Second, use the grace period to your advantage. You can get up to 40 days of interest-free borrowing, meaning your money stays invested longer, gaining value while your payment is delayed in a controlled, strategic way. Third, turn every purchase into a benefit. Pay your essential expenses, groceries, gas, utilities using the card, but only if you pay the full balance every month. This builds rewards without increasing your spending. Fourth, focus your spending on one strong card to maximize points. Build a relationship with your bank, increase your limit, and unlock perks. And fifth, control is everything. Track your expenses, use apps, review statements, and never treat the credit limit as available money. It is not income. It is risk. The rich don't improvise, they plan. If you want your credit card to build wealth instead of destroying it, follow this roadmap. Convert necessary expenses into rewards and make sure everything you already pay goes to the card, but only if you can pay it in full. Use a rewards card so every purchase generates value. Centralize and measure everything so you can see patterns, optimize habits, and avoid surprises. Take advantage of timing by buying at the beginning of your cycle so your money stays invested longer. And escape bad debt intelligently. Negotiate interest, transfer balances, simplify accounts, and fix the behaviors that created the debt in the first place. Wealth doesn't come from luck. It comes from awareness, behavior, and consistency. Every month, 2 types of people use credit cards. The first is the credit slave, someone who spends emotionally, reacts instead of planning, fears payments, chases minimums, and loses sleep. For them, the card becomes a shiny chain, attractive at first, suffocating later. The second is the asset builder, someone who knows exactly where their money goes, who uses the card with purpose, who extracts value from the system instead of being extracted by it, and who gets closer to the life they're designing with every swipe. The difference isn't income, luck, or education. It's financial consciousness. As Kiyosaki says, poor people work for money. Rich people make money work for them. Even your credit card can work for you if you choose strategy over impulse. You don't need more money. You don't need luck. You don't need the perfect moment. You just need to reshape how you use the tools already in your wallet. A credit card can drown you, or it can become the first step toward your financial freedom. What it becomes depends entirely on who you decide to be from today onward. And if you want to go deeper into this mindset shift, if you want to understand the hidden game behind modern money, watch the previous video. The world game few people ever notice. That video completes the transformation you started here.